Hey Simlis, it's Deligracy here with another speed build. Today I was actually trying to challenge myself. This was going to be a challenge speed build, but in the end I kind of failed because I wanted to do it in half an hour, but then I started to enjoy the build a little bit too much, so I ended up taking an hour and a half. So my bad, but we end up making bit of a fun house this time. It's a style that I can't really put my finger on. I don't even know what kind of style this is. I think it's a cross between maybe a Spanish influence, bit of a Tuscan influence, maybe a bit of a Moroccan influence. I have no idea. You guys are from that area or those areas of the world will probably have a much better idea than me, because I haven't actually been to any of those places I just mentioned, but I don't know. I just enjoyed this build because it's something different that I haven't really done before. So even though it took a lot longer than I thought it would, it was still a relatively fast build. I think an hour and a half is still pretty quick, and the actual build took half an hour, I think. So I always take ages furnishing and landscaping and stuff like that because that's the part I enjoy most. But yeah, picking out the roof patterns, and there were a couple of roof patterns that I could not choose from between the two ready bricky ones. And I was like, I don't know which one is more suited to this house style. But in the end, we choose the one we have. I don't really know how to explain it. It's actually really, really late here in Australia at the moment. It's 1 a.m. And I'm a little bit pooped, but I really wanted to get this video out because I just finished the build and was a little bit excited. Putting in the archways, we have a lot of them around the house. This house, I guess the style of decorating or the style of the interior is that it's pretty cramped, but then that's balanced by having these open archways around the house, which is something in architecture that I really, really admire. I love when the outdoors is kind of brought indoors in any space. So I love the idea of having archways like that. I think that's pretty cool. These balcony fences, the black ones that I think are meant to be wrought iron, was a little bit frustrating because there are two of them. They're similar, but they're slightly different. And both of them are really, really short. So I'm not really sure why they're so short. I guess they're meant to be for fencing around the garden or something like that. But I would have really liked some higher ones because that would have gone with the house perfectly. In the end, though, we do change the fences and we go for something a little bit more crazy, perhaps. I don't know, not crazy, but just something not that you would expect probably with this kind of house. But, we go for it and I think it works in the end. So we'll get to that in a second. These double archways I was looking for ages, and I was like, I swear these archways are in the game. I swear there's curved ones that are doubles, not just singles. And I realized it's because the wall height was too small. So when you lift the wall height, you actually get a few more options for doors and archways and windows and stuff like that. So I was pretty happy. And here are the fences going in. I think they're kind of cool. They make it look a bit more contemporary in a way. And we also go for two different colors of them, so a dark one and the light one, which you'll see in a little while. They've also been broken up by a bit of a bit of hedging there on the side too. So it just breaks it up a little bit, just for a little bit of funsies. And I was going to terrain paint, but in the end I was like, you know what? I'm going to get some tiles in here. So we get some nice reddy earthy colored tiles, which I thought was quite nice. And I made use of the fountain tool, the diagonal fountain tool for the first time, or the triangular ones, which was kind of cool. And oh my goodness, just looking at the desert kind of landscape here, I just remembered today I was going on a hike because I like to hike for fitness now and then, and there's this track I always go up. Anyway, there was a snake on the track and I literally nearly stepped on it. It was so scary. And because I am not, this is totally away from the build, but I have to tell a story. I am totally not scared of spiders or bugs or anything like that. Like, I'm really not. But snakes freak me out because I don't understand how they move. And this was a tiger snake, which was kind of scary. So I did what you meant to do. I stood still for what felt like an hour, but it was probably like 2 minutes until it slithered away. And then I was like, okay, I can move now. But then it started coming back and I was like, okay, there is no way I'm going to stay here for like any longer. So as it was coming back, I slowly backed away and all was okay. So I'm fine. Anyway, away from that ramble, coming back to the speed build because that was completely unrelated. Working on the master bedroom first, which I never do. I usually work on the kitchen or living area. But I thought, what better way to do the interior of a house than doing the master bedroom first? Because the master bedroom is where usually the decorator of the house would be sleeping. Or, well, the owner of the house, their taste will go throughout the entire build. So though if I do the master bedroom first, I can kind of create that type of person. So there's I love these crates in this game. I love that they put these crates in the base game. They're really fun to use. We do use the crates, I think, on the lower level in the end, but putting in a couple of items, I think I wanted to put in the bookshelf to begin with, but we do change it in a second. Love candelabras. I think candelabras are gorgeous. And also, I do make use of a lot of drapery, particularly over paintings. I think that's really pretty, but it definitely has a very warm feeling inside the house and a cramped feel about it too, but I kind of like that for a change. Myself, personally, I love houses with big windows, natural, like a lot of natural light and a bit more space. But I still love creating houses for different kinds of Sims or different kinds of people. I'm always really interested hearing what other people like. Like, I don't know, do you guys like the feeling of a more cramped little house with lots of things, lots of bookshelves or whatnot, or things kind of higgledy-piggledy, or do you prefer bigger spaces with not so much in it? I do find it interesting. And I think it's dependent a lot of the time from where you come from as well, from what you're used to. Anyway, putting in some more drapery over paintings and the little mirror there. And also this room, I figured the occupants of this house would be into art and music, be an artsy crowd. So we do put a few easels around the place. And they also have an epic chess room upstairs, which I thought was kind of cool. Yeah, but you will notice the second flight of stairs that is meant to go up to the third level, they have disappeared. And this is one thing that has been frustrating me a little bit with The Sims 4. I am really enjoying the gameplay in it, but there are quite a few things in terms of build mode that have been frustrating me a little bit. And one of the things is that things are deleted when you place something close to them. Like, say you put in some stairs and then you put an object near those stairs, but it kind of interferes with those stairs. It'll delete the stairs. It won't just say you can't put the object there because you've already got stairs there. It'll just delete them. And so you can start furnishing and you don't even realize that you've deleted things. So this whole time, I do not realize that the stairs have been deleted until the end. So we then have to kind of change the upper room. But anyway, working on the kitchen for now. We'll get to that later. I loved fusing these or combining these, I guess, counters with cupboards. They don't actually go together. They're not matching, but I liked that they were mismatched because Dolly does like a little bit of mismatching. This is true. But I just enjoyed that. Just looks a bit more rustic. Looks like, I don't know, this kitchen has been worked on over time. It isn't all perfect because there's not many people who have perfect matching kitchens. I mean, usually a lot of people's houses are always being added to, or there's always improvements being made over the years. So I thought that was a bit more realistic in some ways. Although some people do have very lovely perfected houses as is. So this is true. Putting in a mirror there at the staircase, I think that's pretty cool. Opens up that space. That's why I love mirrors, because mirrors open up rooms. It gives rooms obviously another dimension because it reflects what you're seeing, and I love that. This lounge room, I wanted it to be really homely. I believe the word homely, perhaps, is it in the UK or the US? Because I know I've had comments on this before. It might mean something different to here in Australia. I'm not sure. But homely meaning humble or, just feeling really like you're at home. That's what I wanted this lounge room to feel like. So we have 2 couches, and then we have a chair kind of on an angle, like someone's just been sitting in it and gotten up or just dragged that chair over to kind of join that lounge space. So I want it to look like it had been used and entertained in. I love these carpets. I think I've used them in every single build I've done because I really like them. And I enjoyed putting one offset there. We put in a more fancy table because it was looking a little run down, I think, with the other one. And rather than snazzy, which was the aim. And then putting in some paintings around the place as well. There's going to be a ton of artwork in this house because the occupants are meant to be quite artsy and creative people. So that's why I did that. Putting in what's that thing called? Coat hanger. Hat stand? Clothes stand. I don't know what that is called. I think it's a hat stand. I'm pretty sure it's a hat stand. Putting in one of those, kind of cool. And wanted to pop that mirror in there because who doesn't love a full-length mirror on the way out the door so you can check yourself to check that everything is all good. I should have made this... Well, I could have made this corridor area a little bit wider so the dining table would have fitted in properly because you can see here there's a bit of a struggle town trying to fit it in. So we end up removing one chair and kind of putting it up against the wall. It is a little bit further away from the kitchen because you do need to walk outside, but I felt like the climate here would be really warm and, it's still undercover, so why wouldn't you want to sit outside in the fresh air? So that's why I've done that. But of course, if you did want to download this, I'll pop it up on the gallery probably tomorrow because it's really late right now. And I've already shut my PC down. Oopsie daisies. But I'll pop it up there. So if you want to download it, feel free to rearrange the rooms. Go to town with it. Do what you would like to do. I do love seeing what you guys do to my builds and how you change them. I think that's awesome. It's really interesting. Also putting in a few columns around the place and of course some planting pots too. These creative people probably like their plants, I'm guessing. And then I couldn't choose between the outdoor tables, but in the end I thought this one was nice. Bit more room for entertainment because the other dining table is quite small. This bathroom, I wanted to put a bath in, I really, really did, but in the end we actually needed to have a basin because it would be a little bit of an issue if they couldn't wash their hands after having tinkle time or Tuesday time, so we made sure to put that in there. This is the upstairs part, and we start making a really cool bathroom, I thought. But then I was like, hold on a second. That means that you would go to the toilet and you'd pretty much be able to see the person on the toilet if you walked past the house, which probably isn't a very good idea. So then I move the bathroom to the back of the house and it's still open, which I thought was really beautiful. But then we realized that the stairs are gone and it's like, oh my goodness, crises. So we're going to rejig this whole thing in a little while. Unfortunately, can't even talk. Unfortunately, gosh, that was difficult. Unfortunately, we do get rid of the bath entirely. Very sad because we need to fit those stairs in. But we do make it into a nice chest room. You could then change it into a kid's room or a nursery, perhaps. You could really do whatever you want to it. But we do get those stairs going upstairs in a second. Looks a little bit nicer. And, it's probably a good thing to be able to get up to the next floor in your house. Or else you might have to climb up the sides of the house, which would be a little bit of a hassle. Let's be honest. So, putting those stairs in, deleting the walls, and choosing the balustrade. Having a little bit of an issue with that, but in the end we just go with your trusty brown wood balustrade. Not too decorative or anything like that, just plain and simple. And changing the colours of the curtains now, just to make them suit the room a little bit better. I love this wallpaper. I think the tiled wallpaper is really, really cool in this house. And you can imagine in a hot climate, having tiles on the floor and the walls, I think would keep it very, very cool. When I went to Taiwan a few years ago, we stayed with friends there and good family friends, very dear friends, and they had a lot of tiles throughout their house on the walls and floor, which I'm not used to. I'm definitely not used to that here in Melbourne, but Although, I mean, some places do have it. Not so much, though. But I thought it was really awesome, so that was cool. Doing a bit of extra landscaping here, finishing off a few things and extending this fountain area. So it's a really nice water feature at the side of the house there. I thought that was kind of nice. And putting in some extra greenery. But anyway, guys, we are coming up to the screenshots now. So this is the house. We've got a nice neighbor walking past and a couple of views of it. And coming into the lounge room here. Friendly lounge room. Nice kitchen. I liked the kitchen a lot. And then there's a lot of artsy stuff on the walls that are kind of all put together, clustered together, which I really like. The master bedroom and a couple of views of that with the double door entrance, of course. And these pot plants, because I love pot plants, so I thought we needed at least one picture of those in there. And there's the epic chest room, which is kind of cool. Outdoorsy area, and there it is from the other angle as well. And I put in floor plans because someone did comment, can you please put floor plans in? Because I never do that, and I guess it gives you a better idea of the house. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a lovely morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. And I'll speak to you soon. Bye!